Quickly before this video starts, I want to let everyone know that I finally launched my first really sick premium base and a new website where you can find it, so click the link in the description and check it out. It is finally that day. Meet the ARES, my newest base that expands from a strong honeycombed and bunker starter into a main beast of a base. This is hands down one of my most beautiful creations yet. The ARES has a cozy main living area with peaks into the core, vending machine bunkers to significantly increase the raid cost, a super cool shooting floor with insane head glitch peaks, an outer shell with peak downs to help you defend that online, an insane compound with no angles in check, and all of this coziness can take up to 84,000 sulfur just to raid it, which is insane for the cost it takes to build it. Also, this base has a couple of compound variations, including a cheaper one for those of you who absolutely hate farming. Overall, this base is a very good option for both worlds, strong against offlines with vending machine bunkers and other cool features you'll see in the base store, and for online raid defense, it has peak downs, a great shooting floor, and an insane compound. So let's go and take a closer look at this beauty in the base store. Before we continue, let me introduce Rust Magic, the fastest growing Rust site. They've got the best case battles with unique features like 2 vs 2 vs 2, a borrow money option for high roller battles with no extra fees, jackpot mode, and coin flip mode, where a coin flip decides the winner of the battle. And to add to that, they also offer Minesweeper and loads of other games. This month, Rust Magic is giving away a whopping $40,000 to the top 14 players, with even more events and updates planned for this month. You can deposit using skins, credit cards, PayPal, or crypto, and withdraw from a huge selection of skins or cash out crypto instantly with 0% fees. And to make it all even better, there's rewards like free raid system, daily free cases, and a rake back system. So what are you waiting for? Use my code fadedhymself for a free 50 cents to try out on the site. Gamble responsibly and make sure to be at least 18 years old. This is the base footprint, and I highly recommend finding a rather flat and open area for the best building experience. Now, starting off the tour, we have 2 external TCs, inside of which I placed a locker and a couple of bags for quick respawning and gearing up. The upkeep itself is very reasonable, and these externals can be easily disconnected like this. Next, we have our gatehouse, which has a simple airlock and a window to check for door campers. And inside we have these really nice Patrico peaks with really tight angles into our breach, as shown here. So when raiders destroy the high external walls, the furnace blocks their way into the compound, making them spend 5 more rockets to break it. And while they are breaking the furnace, you have this many peaks to kill them from. And after breaking the furnace, fun is not over. They have to get through these turrets that are protected behind double chain link, making it even more expensive and time consuming. And that's why I love this compound so much. Also, it is completely symmetrical all around, making it look really nice. Also, there is a ton of space in this compound to place deployables, mixing tables, and other stuff you might need. These shell gaps you see are the perfect size so that nobody could get through them. There's 2 of these outside bedrooms which are very similar to our gatehouses, but instead of an entrance we have a little hidden locker. This is the back entrance to our shell, to which we're going to come back in a second, because I'm quickly going to show you the rest of the compound, which is basically the same stuff you already saw. So let's quickly get through it. From here we have 2 doors which leads us to either side of the shell, in which we have these really nice farms, breach peaks with nice angles, and overall this looks and feels very cozy, which is the most important part. Now let's go and check out the base itself, which is the main prize of this video. Coming in through the main entrance, we have this really nice bedroom with tight Patrico peaks into the compound, and these bedrooms are built on either side of the base for the best balance and chances of defending an online. Through this airlock we get into our main living area, where you have your workbench, loot rooms, an ice peak to kill the raiders from your second bedroom, and a little secret which I'm going to show you after taking a look at this core. Jumping down here, we are greeted by a nasty shotgun trap and a bunkered core. You can open the bunker by spawning inside and breaking this twig right here. The core itself is not the biggest, but if you have the Frontier DLC, you can fit up to 4 boxes of storage here. The upkeep itself is pretty low for the amount of features you get, and keep in mind that I placed a ton of deployables for cinematic purposes only, so it might be even cheaper for you. And here's a quick demonstration on how to close the bunker. Now let me show you the little secret I mentioned. Behind this locker, which should not be see-through like here to keep it more hidden, is a vending machine, which is used like a quick way of moving your loot from one side of the base to the other through this gap. When getting raided 90% of time, your first 2 floors get hit, and by having this vending machine bunker, you can quickly move your loot from the 2nd floor to 3rd floor into other bunkers, which would be intact. So this is a truly game changer if you would be online, of course. Now let's go and check out the 3rd floor, which has the most bunkers, because like I said before, this floor gets hit the least. And these are the vending machine bunkers, which are expensive to raid yet simple to build. Now let's go and check out the shooting floor, which has a lot of nice peaks and it's pretty sick. On both sides of the shooting floor, we have these nice peaks and exits onto the roof, which is spacious, protected by 4 turrets, and has these gaps which I covered with rugs, but you can leave them open, nobody can get into your shooting floor through them, and if you're taking heli, you can get pretty nice angles from here. I quickly wanted to say that these videos take a ton of effort and time to make, so don't forget to subscribe and drop a like. It costs you nothing and it really means everything to me. Thank you. Now let's go and learn how to build this beauty. We're going to start the build off by placing a triangle at normal height and then 2 raised ones, which are going to be our main bunker foundations. Then place 3 more triangles as shown and add your TC in this corner like this. Try to place it as flush with the wall as possible, and like always, don't forget to lock it. Now let's simply seal in the base. Always make sure to have your exit hole on the left and not the right. Now to build a chute, place 2 half walls on the left and a half wall on the right with a small wall on top. Then place this half height floor here so that if the top half wall gets offsided through the gap, they still won't be able to get in. Even better, if you have some metal, upgrade the top half wall to metal to deter people from soft-siding it. Now when that's done, let's build a simple double door airlock. Make sure to not place anything in this slot for now, and let's start placing our deployables. The starter is not the biggest, so you'll only be able to fit a couple of boxes and furnaces, but don't worry, we're going to expand this base right now for more space and build a bunker to make it way stronger. And to get into your base, we can build a simple twig jump up. Let's start by honeycombing our ARES foundations to make it seem that this base doesn't have a bunker from the outside. I'm quickly going to pick up these double doors so that you would have a better visibility on what I'm doing. Make sure to upgrade this wall to wood only because we will need to chop it out later. I recommend upgrading this floor to metal right away because being stone it could be soft-sided from the bottom. This is going to be our loot room, so we need to place some half-height floors as well. The 2 furnaces from the core we're going to place right here and then close them in with a single door and a workbench. And I only placed 2 furnaces here because of the workbench, you wouldn't be able to reach the third one. Now let's close in the rest of the base and place deployables. And for more privacy, we're gonna seal in this core peak with a couple of doors and walls. Now I'm going to finish building the core and start upgrading everything to its final stage just to save you and my time. Note that you don't need to upgrade everything right away, just work your way up as you progress through the game. If you have the Frontier DLC using barrels, you can make a 4-box loot room in such a small space as shown here. Now to finish the bunker, we simply need to place this half wall right here. If you're using this base as a duo, placing bags in the core is not the easiest, but try to follow my exact movements and you should be able to fit 2 sleeping bags in the core like this. And here's a quick demonstration on how to close and open the bunker. Now I'm going to show you how to connect up the electrical furnaces, and on the screen right now you can see the items I used. I'm going to place the medium battery instead of this box. If you do not have a medium battery, you can use a small one and it will work fine. Now let's get on our roof and place the solar panels facing north to maximize sunlight. Next step is to connect them to the root combiner and then connect the root combiner to your medium battery. Next to the furnaces, place a switch and connect the power out of your battery into the switch. Then place 2 or even 3 root combiners if you're planning on having more electrical furnaces and connect them accordingly. Set the branch off amount to 3 because electric furnaces use 3 electricity each. Then connect the switch to the first branch and connect the power out of the first branch to the power in of the second branch. So basically we use the power out option for connecting branches together and the branch out option for connecting electrical items like furnaces, turrets and so on. We're going to start this phase off by honeycombing the base and upgrading the second floor to its final tier. Just pay attention which parts are going to be closed in with honeycomb and upgrade them beforehand because you won't be able to do so later. Now we're going to build our entrance, which is really simple to do, so just follow my steps carefully and you'll be good. For now, I'm gonna leave the roof open so that you could see better where I'm placing everything. Make sure to place these metal walls and square floor frames now, because you might have trouble doing so later. For these peaks I'm going to be using rutile skin because it gives better angles, but if you don't have it, just use normal stone skin and it will work fine. Don't forget your trusty shotgun trap at the jump up, it will save you one day. Now let's build up the back of the base, starting by chopping out this wooden wall. These peaks are identical as we did at the front, so just repeat the same steps. Now let's place a vending machine behind this doorway. First, make sure that the back of the vending machine is facing towards you, and then place it as close to the doorway as possible. There should be no visible gaps on the sides as shown here. After placing it, there should be these tiny gaps which closes when you rotate the vending machine. On the other side, place a large box like this, to which you could move loot from the other side if needed. Now place a single door and hide it behind a locker, just use a different skin, not this one. Now I'm quickly going to show you what parts you could upgrade to make the base even stronger. You don't have to do this, but if you have tons of high qual, you might as well. We're going to start building the external TCs which are needed to build a shooting floor. First, start by building these side walls. I'm using symmetry to save some time, so just remember to repeat the same exact steps I'm doing here on the other side as well. Now let's do our shooting floor build out. From this triangle, build out with 2 squares, place a triangle on the end and build back with more triangles as shown. Then again from this triangle, build out now with 4 squares and build back. And one last time, build out with 3 squares and build back with triangles, placing the last one raised like this. And I suggest upgrading this triangle to metal right away. If you did everything correctly, there should be a gap this size right here. Place triangles from the sides and add half walls with windows on top. Now we're going to build our external TCs because otherwise these breach peaks are going to decay. Right here, looking towards your base, place 2 half walls and they must be half walls, otherwise your external TCs are not going to be disconnectable. Now place your TC and make sure to always lock it. Now let's build a half of our gatehouse. I'm not going to build it fully as I just want to get the shooting floor up as quickly as possible. And finally, let's connect the external TC to our gatehouse. Next step is to build up our shooting floor pods. Right now I'm going to fill in some of the deployables, but if you want you can do this step later. People cannot get through this gap, but they can obviously loot stuff through it, and to fix that we're going to finish our gatehouses and place a couple of turrets on them. Repeat the same steps on the other side, and to give these turrets some protection, place these chain link fences right here. Now we're going to start this phase off by finally building the shooting floor. First, start by placing these windows on all 4 sides. Next step is to build our peak downs. You can still fall through these gaps, but we're going to fix that in a moment. Let's first frame in our 3rd floor. Now let's start placing the roofs for our really sick head glitch peaks. To place the floor grills, you need to do it standing on this roof right here. Don't forget to place these 2 double door frames because they are very important. And as you can see, you cannot fall through these gaps anymore. Okay, and the next step is building the roof peaks and entrances. Let's get rid of these solar panels, and now I'm going to show you how to build the 3rd floor and then do electricity for the turrets. Upgrade this wall to metal. I mistakenly upgraded it to stone. Place these twig doorways right here so that you don't mistakenly place double door frames, because we will have our vending machine bunkers right here. Next step is placing double door frames and garage doors. Now we're going to do the electricity, so start by breaking the medium battery and you can replace it with a normal box. And now let's start building the windmill pods. Here's the item list I used. Note that you can get away with a single windmill. Now let's start by connecting these windmills to the root combiner and then to the battery. Place your switch on the wall and as many electrical branches as you have turrets. Now connect the battery to the first root combiner, then take the branch out and set it to 12 for 4 electrical furnaces and connect it to the switch downstairs as shown here. This will power up your furnaces. Next, connect the power out from this switch to the second branch, set the branch out to 10 as each turret requires that much electricity, and finally, just like before, connect each branch out to a turret and link the power outs to the branches together. And that's it, it's really simple when you get the hang of it. And now let's place some more turrets. Okay, and finally let's build these third floor vending machine bunkers, and really they're built the same way as we did in the second floor at the start. Just after placing the boxes, don't forget to lock them. First, make sure that the back of the vending machine is facing towards you and then place it as close to the doorway as possible. There should be no visible gaps on the sides as shown here. After placing it, there should be these tiny gaps which closes when you rotate the vending machine. Also, you can upgrade the floors under the vending machine to high quality metal to make them even stronger. Now repeat the same exact steps on the other side and you'll be done. And lastly, let's finish this base off with a compound. Start by building the simple outside bedrooms, which are almost exactly the same as the gatehouses. Okay, if you don't want the expensive compound with a furnace wall, you can finish it off here by placing walls like this. And that's your cheap but not as expensive to rate compound. And now if you want to build a Chad compound with furnace wall, keep on watching. Before placing the furnaces, make sure to raise them as high as possible and try to make these gaps as small and same diameter as possible. And now finally all that's left is finishing the compound up with walls. After repeating the same steps on other sides, your compound is finished and the build as well. So thank you all so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this build, and till the next time, peace.